Tuesday, August 5th.
And we've met with the city already. And we're very hopeful with what they've already provided a couple porta potties, which we're ecstatic about. So we're looking for a few more things, but ultimately we're looking for safe, adequate, and affordable housing for all.
Another tent camp has been created in Pepsi Park near downtown Regina.
We've never, not to my recollection, I can't recall ever having a June, July, and that's like this, and we're just into the first 4 days of August, so very concerning for us.
It was a deadly weekend on the roads in Saskatchewan. What police say could be behind it.
It's just in a state of disrepair, and they put a fence up around it here recently just to keep people away because it is a safety hazard. It's literally falling down.
And an historic rail station in Saskatchewan set to meet the wrecking ball. We'll tell you why. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Kayleen Sawatsky.
And I'm Janelle Lippi. Good morning, and thanks for being here.
Another cooler start to the day. I just made you a tea. What do you think?
So delicious. For anybody wondering, this is a raspberry lemon, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, yeah. 10 out of 10 tea. Every time Kayleen and I are in studio together, we always have tea time.
And fitting with the weather today, are we still below seasonal?
We are looking below seasonal as of right now. Things are, of course, going to be warming up, but a little bit chilly of a start to our morning, so grab your tea with us.
Yeah, fill up those coffee cups or your teacups. We are going to get started with some news. More than 100 wildfires are now burning across BC, leaving people scrambling to get out and others with no home to go back to.
Seeing fuel dryness the way we are seeing it right now. And then when you put 85 to 100 kilometer winds on top of that, it is an explosive and extremely dangerous situation in BC.
There are more than 50 wildfires burning out of control, and the province has called in reinforcements. Crews from across Canada are helping, as well as firefighters from Mexico. The hot, dry conditions, along with dry lightning, is sparking flames across southern BC, and those conditions are expected to continue this week. There are thousands of evacuation orders and alerts, with many more on edge as the fire spreads. The official opposition is calling on the Saskatchewan government to go along with a rate review panel recommendation to not further increase vehicle insurance rates. The NDP says there is an affordability crisis in the province and that drivers cannot afford yet another increase to insurance costs. SGI raised rates by 3.75% in June and was planning to increase rates by the same amount again next year. Late last week, the Saskatchewan Rate Review Panel recommended against the second increase.
The one thing that this report expressed clear as day is that the biggest threat to SGI is Jeremy Harrison as the minister responsible. It is clear that the only plan that Scott Moe and Jeremy Harrison have is to punish drivers with the Sask Party's incompetence.
The provincial government says they will review the report from the Rate Review Panel and make a decision on next steps in due course. Jeremy, a series of fatal crashes the past few days, a cause for concern.
Yeah, Kayleen, 5 people are dead after 3 separate collisions that have taken place since Saturday. This is the most recent crash near Hanley, where a single vehicle rolled and went into the ditch yesterday morning, leaving 1 person dead. Then Saturday, another single vehicle rolled over on George Gordon First Nation, left 3 people dead. A 42-year-old woman and 2 43-year-old men. 2 other occupants were taken to hospital. And that same day, a 34-year-old woman from Saskatoon died in a crash on Highway 16 northwest of Maymont. And another occupant of that vehicle was taken to hospital. RCMP say the past 2 months account for 30 out of the 54 fatal total collisions so far this year in Saskatchewan.
We've never, not to my recollection, I can't recall ever having a June, July, and that's like this, and we're just into the first 4 days of August, so very concerning for us.
RCMP say alcohol was involved in 43% of the crashes since June 1st. A Saskatoon synagogue was vandalized during its Saturday Shabbat prayer service. Members of the congregation Agudas Israel say someone threw eggs at the building, windows, and multiple cars in the parking lot as families prayed inside. The rabbi posted to Facebook condemning the vandalism and calling on allies to support his congregation. One member says being the target of vandalism is very troubling because he feels this wasn't just some overnight childish prank, and he fears what might happen if this intimidation escalates.
But it's not just eggs. We worry about what is next, right? It could be a rock next time. It could be something else. And unfortunately, we've had this before.
Saskatoon police say they are reaching out to the congregation because they did not receive an official report of the incident at the time. All right, Kayleen, there are some updates this morning over a Regina mosque broadcasting a call to prayer.
That's right. Thanks, Jeremy. In June, a downtown mosque in Regina publicly broadcast their weekly call to prayer for the first time ever. But after some online backlash, pressed pause on that initiative. Now, after a survey of the community and approval from the Regina Police Service, the mosque plans to do it again, but differently. Jacob Carr explains.
In late July, many citizens of the Queen City took part in Regina City Jamia Masjid's survey surrounding their call to prayer broadcast. According to the mosque, they received 219 surveys, and there was a mixture of support and opposition.
Some of them, they think that we are starting call to prayer once a week, and we are ending at 5 times a day.
The Regina Police Service, who had the final say in approving the application for the broadcast, was unavailable for an interview on Tuesday, but issued a statement to CTV News saying they are required to follow the city's noise abatement bylaw. Therefore, things like public opinion and surveys are unable to be considered. Police did take into consideration length of the sound, area, time of day, and how loud the sound is when deciding whether to approve the call to prayer broadcast.
The issue is Islam as a religion. So that we find this problem, and that is why we are working with the other the religious leaders.
Rahman says the goal is to form a coalition with as many religious leaders in the city as possible to educate people with or without faith about freedom of religion. He also says due to feedback received about people wanting to understand what is being said in the broadcast, moving forward, the call to prayer will be translated in English after the first broadcast is said in Arabic. The police say that the permit has been issued on a week-to-week basis and that the mosque will need to reapply weekly to ensure that their request continues to fall within the bylaw requirements. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Another tent camp has been created in Pepsi Park near downtown Regina. About 50 people who don't have permanent housing are living at that site. It's the same spot where the city cleared out a camp in 2021. Volunteers say the housing situation in Regina has not improved.
And we're very hopeful with what they've already provided a couple porta potties, which we're ecstatic about. So we're looking for a few more things, but ultimately we're looking for safe, adequate, and affordable housing for all.
In a written statement, the city said it recognizes that homelessness is a growing challenge in this community. It said there is no immediate plan to decommission the camp. When Tommy Stevens scores a touchdown, he buys his offensive line a box of donuts. And this week, the Riders short yardage QB is paying big time.
I owe them an extra box now, so they didn't get theirs today, but they'll have them tomorrow.
Stevens scoring 3 majors in Saturday's win over Edmonton. That's 3 dozen donuts for the O-line. He has become nearly automatic for the first downs on second or third or short, no matter how many yards he needs to push for.
Really just comes down to the trust from the coaching staff, being able to put me in that position to do it, and then it always starts up front. The guys up front have to start the process of me getting those yards. If they aren't doing their job, I'm not going to get anywhere.
And despite only averaging about 3.5 yards per carry, the short yardage specialist leads the CFL in rushing touchdowns with 8. All right, Janelle, over to you in the Weather Center. How's the morning looking?
Well, we're shaping up so far quite nicely. We have just hit that seasonal average for our temperature. Let's take a look right now at our morning view, which is brought to you by Stars Lottery, your ticket fund's life-saving care across Saskatchewan. 10 degrees to start us off right here in Regina, seeing a nice light breeze moving through. Now we will have that cloud cover in the sky as we move through today. A little bit of rain as well, which Saskatoon is still experiencing at about 14 degrees. A little bit of a higher wind at 17 kilometers per hour. Now let's take a look here at our futurecast, where we can of course see that cloud cover moving through the province along with the system of rain. Now we are expecting to see that later tonight, early into tomorrow morning as well. This is around 3 a.m. when we'll see the majority of it. As we get through the day and into the evening tomorrow, we'll start to see things lighten up. For current temperatures now throughout the province, Buffalo Narrows and Spiritwood both at 14 degrees. Nipawin sitting at 13, Hudson Bay at 12. The Battlefords in Saskatoon 14 degrees, Kindersley at 12 along with East End, Swift Current 13, Weyburn 11 and Estevan 10 degrees. Now for some highs here today, seeing some sun in the sky, but those mainly cloudy skies are what we will be experiencing here today in Saskatchewan. A little bit of rain here or there. Prince Albert will be seeing their high of 21 degrees, the Battlefords 22. Moose Jaw 25, Yorkton 22 as well, Weyburn sitting at 26, Estevan 25 and Swift Current 25 as well. Now for our 7-day forecast here in Regina, 25 degrees for our high, reaching about 12 degrees tonight for the low. Now, despite the rain that we're seeing early into the morning hours tomorrow, we will be seeing a little bit more sunshine as well to balance it out. So Thursday bringing us to 22, Friday and Saturday both 23. However, that rain is returning on Sunday. We'll be reaching about 22 for that high. As we get into next week, we are expecting to see those sunny skies returning with 23 on Monday and Tuesday, bringing us to 24. Over in Saskatoon, 23 today for the high, 13 tonight for the low. A little bit of a cloudier day. We will see those skies lightening up tomorrow with 19 degrees. Friday, we are wrapping up the week with 22. Saturday bringing us to 23 degrees. And Sunday, of course, that precipitation returning with 21. Now next week, a little bit of a cloudier Monday and Tuesday for us over in Saskatoon. 23 degrees as the high on both days.
The province will now cover the cost for a drug that improves lung function for people with cystic fibrosis. Aliftrek helps control symptoms and slow the progress of cystic fibrosis. It's a disease that cannot be cured. Patients must be at least 6 years of age and meet the medical criteria to be covered. According to the Canadian Cystic Fibrosis Registry, there are close to 150 people in Saskatchewan living with the disease.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Well, in case you missed it, the World Dog Surfing Championships have hit the waters of Pacifica, California for another year.
I just think they're so talented. These dogs, like when you see them, I can't even surf. I don't know how they do it. And the waves are really big.
The surf was rough this year, but it didn't deter these star athletes. 14 dogs participated across several events. This year's overall winner was a yellow lab named Rippin' Rosie Drotter. Past champions like Isa the French Bulldog were there as well.
Aww.
I don't know. If I had 4 legs and a low center of gravity like that, I bet I could surf too.
Yeah.
You're not a surfer right now, Jeremy?
Yeah. I've never tried, but I don't imagine it would go well if I did get the opportunity.
Well, congratulations to the winner.
Yes.
Let's get to our question of the day. because as we say on this show, there's a national day for everything. Today is National Oyster Day. So for our question of the day today, we're asking, what's that one food you absolutely refuse to eat? Because oysters are not for me. Do you have one, Jeremy?
Oh, I love oysters. No, I don't. I can't. There's nothing I would refuse to eat. There's a few things I don't love, but no, I can't think of anything unless it would like kill me or something. But that's not really a food then, is it?
Put Jeremy Dodge on like a Fear Factor type show.
He'd make it.
We're going to watch Jeremy Dodge eat bugs.
Sign me up.
Okay, we actually had producer Nathan bring in crickets just a few weeks ago. Dill pickle. Did you have one?
I ate one. It wasn't good. But it didn't really taste like anything. So just the idea, I think, of like consuming something that was once a cricket is like a little unsettling.
Do you have one that you wouldn't eat? So you will eat crickets, but what won't you eat?
You know, I'm not hugely picky, but I think I would actually have to go with oysters. I've never tried them, and I don't know, something about the slurp of it all.
Yeah, they're just slimy.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to hear from you.
But they're so good.
What is that one food you just refuse to eat? Text your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or scan that QR code on your screen. We're going to go into a quick break. For now, take a live look over the beautiful city of Regina.
Shopify saw a 34% jump in revenue growth and 18% increase in free cash flow margins in the quarter ending June 30th. This was a monster quarter. More than 30% growth in GMV and revenue and gross profit and free cash flow, said Harley Finkelstein, president of Shopify. We power every kind of business, and with AI, we're expanding what's possible for all of them. Shares of SpaceX slumping more than 10% pre-market to about 111 this morning, even after the rocket company reported a 92% surge in quarterly revenue. Investors were spooked by the company's $18.4 billion spending in capital expenditures in the second quarter alone, compared to the $2.8 billion in the prior year. The Canadian company at the center of a Bitcoin hack has warned that artificial intelligence failed to detect the software flaw that was exploited to steal users' funds, now estimated at $130 million. A quarter of that was in Canada. CoinKite, whose affected cold card wallets were drained late last week, said the vulnerability the hackers discovered is a warning for every company building Bitcoin hardware and software, not only us. Firms using AI to monitor security-critical code should undertake immediate reviews, CoinKite said in a blog post on its website. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
The Saskatoon X continues today. The Midway will open at noon. Jade Eagleson will perform on the main stage at 7:30. And right now, our Mike Siona is taking a look at the fun and games on the Midway. Mike.
Well, we're here at the Saskatoon X with Scooter Corrick of North American Midway. And Scooter, before we get into all the fun behind us, I understand congratulations, 50 years for you in the business.
Yeah, it's been a great roller coaster ride. You know, we been all across Canada, all across North America. It's been really great. You know, attending all these fairs for 50 years. I have no regrets.
Fantastic. Well, we're very happy that you guys are here. Standing right here, you can hear the din already taking place. The Super Miami, a brand new ride, I understand, here at the Saskatoon X.
Yeah, we have 41 really great rides. We brought two brand new ones, $2.5 million worth of brand new rides. The Super Miami, which has been a sensation since we took delivery of it in the spring of this year. And the other new one is the Downdraft, which is sort of a remake, a 2026 remake of the Hurricane ride from the 60s. And it's been very popular.
Nice. Rides, games, and food. I mean, the Midway is there's nothing like it.
Absolutely. You know, it's just the fun in the Midway and the excitement, especially at night with all the lights and great food and carnival games. How can you beat it?
I don't think you can. But I'm going to try, Scooter. We're going to pop out and see if it's possible for this schluck to beat a Midway game.
All right, Mike. Can't wait to see what you've got. We'll check back in with you a little after 7 o'clock.
Let's take a look at our national forecast. Prince George at 28 degrees, plenty of sunshine. Vancouver is sitting at 26, along with Winnipeg. Regina, 25 degrees. Taking a look now over at Ottawa, 31, Toronto sitting at 25, Halifax 32, St. John's 19 degrees and expecting some rain. Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $173.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $155.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost is $176.9. The lowest you might find is $153.8. Taking a look at the farm markets, the street price of canola is $708.75 per ton. The futures price is $768.50 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $272.48 per ton, and red spring wheat is $292.94 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 71.08 cents US. When we return, why a historic Saskatchewan rail station is headed for the wrecking ball.
Welcome back to Your Morning Saskatchewan. It's 6:30 on your Wednesday morning, and here are your headlines. Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is back in Washington this week. This is the second visit to D.C. in 2 weeks for Minister LeBlanc and Chief Negotiator Janice Charette. CTV News can confirm the minister is still in Washington today. He's expected to meet with business leaders and key senators who may be able to help Canada in trade talks. The U.S. triggered a review of CUSMA last month. A new round of 50% tariffs are also set to take effect August 19th. WestJet is still playing catch-up after a flight attendants strike.
Not a good impression for the customers, but you have a lot of plans, hotels, Airbnbs and car rentals booked, and it's a ripple effect on your trip.
WestJet canceled 16 flights yesterday as it repositions its planes and crews across its network. The airline warns it will take time to get operations back to normal. Its CEO has issued an apology, saying, "We know this disruption has been frustrating for our guests and WestJetters, and we are sorry for that." Passengers with bookings through Thursday can still change or cancel their flights without paying a fee. We'll learn more about the local impact coming up. This morning, we're remembering and honoring an icon in Canadian journalism. Former CTV News chief anchor Lloyd Robertson has died at the age of 92.
That's the kind of day it's been. I'm Lloyd Robertson. For all of us here at CTV News, good night. What is there left to say but thank you to everybody?
Robertson's broadcasting career started in 1952 at a local radio station in his hometown of Stratford, Ontario. He made his national television debut in 1956 with the CBC before moving to CTV National News in 1976. His trusted voice echoed through homes for more than 6 decades. He covered the Kennedy assassination, Neil Armstrong's first footsteps on the moon, Terry Fox's inspiring attempt to run across Canada, as well as the fall of the Berlin Wall and the 9/11 terrorist attacks. He was presented with the Order of Canada in 1998 and was named Canada's most trusted news anchor 11 years in a row by TV Guide magazine. He married in 1956 to his high school sweetheart Nancy. He had 4 daughters and 7 grandchildren. Prince Albert police are investigating the death of a 46-year-old man. His body was found in the 1200 block of Cook Drive. No other details about what happened have been released. An autopsy is scheduled, and police say they will be working on Cook Drive for the next while, so residents can expect a police presence. Police are also renewing requests for public assistance in the disappearance of June Johnson. Monday marked 47 years since June Johnson was last seen when she was driven to the former Marlborough Hotel in Prince Albert, August 3rd, 1976. She's described as 5'4", about 130 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. Police continue to investigate and are asking for anyone to submit tips through police or Crime Stoppers. CN Rail is moving ahead with plans to demolish the historic Humboldt Railway Station. It was built in 1905 but has sat vacant since the 80s. About 15 years ago, the city of Humboldt explored options to preserve that building, including turning it into a museum, restaurant, or retail space. But the mayor says restoration was estimated to cost about $1 million, and no private buyers came forward. He says the building has since deteriorated with structural issues, water damage, and and a rat infestation, prompting the city to ask CN to remove it.
It's just in a state of disrepair, and that's they put a fence up around it here recently just to keep people away because it is a safety hazard. It's literally falling down.
Because the building is a federally designated heritage railway station, CN must follow a formal approval process before demolition can begin. That includes a 60-day public objection period after the company files its application on August 12th. Those who are against the teardown can email the federal Minister of Environment. There will soon be a lot more eyes in the sky thanks to a multi-billion-dollar government contract.
Capability that we're delivering them will be used to support jet fighters, aerial drones, Navy ships, forward operating bases.
Telesat has signed a deal with worth $2.3 billion to provide high-speed satellite communications to the Canadian Armed Forces in the Arctic. The Ottawa-based company will be expanding its number of satellites from 156 to 225. The satellites will help expand the already existing network, and there will be a spillover effect for residents of the far north, where connectivity is a huge issue. It's one of the first major military contracts to be handled by Ottawa's new Defense Investment Agency. At least 7 people are dead after floods in Sri Lanka. Heavy rain triggered floods and mudslides, soaking homes, fields, and roads. Almost 300 houses have been damaged, and nearly 3,500 people were evacuated to safety. Navy and Army troops have been deployed to rescue people stranded by the floods. Saskatchewan hunting licenses are now available. Hunters can log into their hunting, angling, and trapping account through the provincial government's website to check draw results and buy those licenses. They can also be purchased at angling hunting license issuers, at Ministry of Environment or some provincial park offices, and over the phone. The earliest hunting seasons open September 1st. A full list of season dates can be found in the province's hunting and angling guide. Saskatchewan-based pro wrestler Brock Lesnar says his match at WWE SummerSlam over the weekend was really his last.
I am retired, and I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody. Saturday.
Speaking on the Pat McAfee show on ESPN, Lesnar says he's officially retired from WWE and everything else. Lesnar lost to up-and-comer Oba Femi at SuperSlam, a rematch from WrestleMania, where his retirement rumors swirled. But the 49-year-old former WWE and UFC champion came back for 2 more matches, including Saturdays in Minneapolis, his college town. Lesnar has lived in the Merrifield area in southeastern Saskatchewan since 2014. And Canada continues to roll at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup, powered by a pair of Pats.
Tallien finds Warren. He's got Schultz in front. Maddox Schultz. Room enough. Shovels that back in front. Pugh scores.
Maddox Schultz with a nice fake and finds Liam Pugh for his 3rd goal of the tournament. Canada dominated Switzerland 7-3 in their opening game, and they beat Slovakia in another blowout 6-1 final. All right, Janelle, over to you with another look outside. It's looking not bad to start the day.
Yeah, we're starting to look really nice out there, much brighter than what we saw yesterday. Sitting currently at that 10-degree mark, so right at that seasonal average with 9-kilometer-per-hour winds. Over in Saskatoon, a little bit of a cloudier start. Some rain this morning. We will see that rain return as well. We'll get more into that coming up. But 14 degrees, so still not a bad start for Saskatoon either. Now let's take a look here at our futurecast, where we can, of course, see that system of rain moving through alongside those clouds. Now, this is in the early morning hours of tomorrow when we can expect to see the significant amount of rain moving through. And as we get through the day and into the evening, some light showers moving through the province once again, but nothing significant. Now, for current temperatures, we are seeing some pretty decent ones to start off here. Buffalo Narrows and La Ronge, both at 14 degrees. Melfort at 14 as well. Nipawin and Stony Rapids, both 13. Hudson Bay at 12 degrees. Swift Current 13. East End and Kindersley at 12. Yorkton 13. Weyburn 11. Estevan 10 degrees. Now a look at some of today's highs. Now we're seeing quite a bit of rain. Again, those showers moving through and that cloud cover in the sky. Prince Albert will be reaching their high of about 21 degrees. The Battleford's a cloudier day ahead of them with 22 for their high. Swift Current at 25 along with Moose Jaw, Weyburn reaching 26. Yorkton 22 as well with that cloud cover, and Estevan reaching 25. Now for our 5-day forecast right here in Regina, 25 for our high today, 12 tonight for the low. We will see that sun coming back out again a little bit later into the morning tomorrow and throughout the afternoon, 22 degrees for the high. On Friday, 23 along with Saturday, so beautiful temperatures to go into the weekend with. However, Sunday we are wrapping up our weekend with a little bit more rain on the way that is expected to arrive by the later morning and into the afternoon with about 22 for our high. Over in Saskatoon, 23 today for the high, 13 tonight for the low. Seeing those clouds sticking around for majority of today. Tomorrow, a little bit more sunshine with 19 degrees. Friday, 22, and on Saturday, reaching 23 and 11 Saturday night for the low. Now Sunday, seeing that precipitation returning once more with 21 for the high. We are expecting to see that sticking around for majority of Sunday and potentially rolling into Monday as well.
Well, if you fly out of YQR, you'll notice a number of renovation projects underway. Daryl Rumbold is on location checking them out. Daryl.
There's a lot happening at YQR, and it's beyond the WestJet flight disruptions. We're here with the CEO, James Bogus. Let's start with that point. WestJet, of course, coming to some sort of an agreement. Got to get it across the finish line. How badly impacted were we here in the Queen City?
Well, I can tell you folks across Canada were significantly impacted by this strike. Here in the Queen City, we saw about 20 canceled between arrivals and departures, impacting well over 2,500 passengers. Now, as we start this week up, WestJet is in recovery mode, and they're focusing on getting those backlog dealt with. But it's been a very, very challenging time for travelers right across Canada.
A lot of travelers are coming to YQR this morning. They're going to be heading off to various destinations, and when they come through the doors, they are going to notice some improvements. You spent a lot of money here. Take us through a couple of these.
So in the departure area that we're looking in now, we've actually put in a new backdrop wall. Kind of a land of the living skies feel. Really proud of that. Really lightens the space up. But this week we're installing new wayfinding signage. So customers will see a lot of new colored glyphs, easier to read text in both French and English, and we want to make sure we give that awesome traveler experience when you start your journey here at YQR.
Why did we need it?
Well, frankly, the stuff that we had before was dated, getting old, and in some cases, literally the wall treatments are starting to peel. The time had come to actually upgrade the departure area. And more importantly, we're proud of our city. We want to make sure people are very proud of the airport and they have a great feel before they leave the Queen City.
Over the last couple of years, you've done a number of projects. How much of this comes from rider feedback?
Well, all of this comes from rider feedback. We want to make sure our passengers are heard and we execute the types of projects they're looking for. You know, we can't control everything that the airlines do, but we can certainly control what happens in the terminal building. We want to make sure we meet the needs of all of southern Saskatchewan through these types of improvements.
And there are more. Throughout the course of this morning, we're going to take you to a number of different areas where renovations are happening. We'll be back with you in the next hour for that.
Saskatoon's pro basketball team is back in the postseason. CEBL playoffs get started this week. It is the Saskatoon Mamba and the Winnipeg Sea Bears Thursday night in Winnipeg. And I am joined now by Joey Slattery, former CTV Saskatchewan reporter, current host of Target Score Winnipeg, and CEBL sideline reporter. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Nice to have you back on Saskatchewan airwaves. Let's get right into it. Saskatchewan Rattlers got a rebrand and a reboot this year as the Saskatoon Mamba. New colors, new coach, new venue, and the wins have come. Enough wins, anyway, to get them this far. So, Joey, what have you seen out of this new-look Sask team this year?
I've seen a team that's peaking at the right time, to be totally honest. This is a team that had a slow start. They lost their first 4 games. There was a lot of doubt around this team, and there was a lot of quick turnaround. New ownership, new brand. And, I know the branding was a little bit hit and miss with people, but I think people have settled into the Mamba and the new colors, and they have reason to. This is a team that is starting to put it together. Isaiah Fox is a nominee for Coach of the Year. He's going to get some Coach of the Year votes for what he's done with this team. They've had some turnaround this year, but they've stayed really, really consistent, especially down the stretch, and they've got some great guard play, and they've got some bigs to balance it out. It's a really balanced attack from Saskatoon, but Tavian Dunn-Martin is their star player, and he's one of my favorite players to watch in this league. Anytime they're in town, I love calling their games. Tavian Dunn-Martin's been in the league for a couple of years now. I think he's been a great addition for Saskatoon and gives them a lot of firepower. He's not a big guy. I call him Mighty Mouse. I think he's only like 5'8", but he is something to see, and he can control the game unlike many people in this league.
They have gutted out a couple of real close, exciting finishes over the past couple of weeks. So how is the opponent, the Sea Bears? On the outside looking in, they seem like they've kind of got it going on, but they only had one more win than the Mamba this season. How's this matchup?
Yeah, it's the Winnipeg Sea Bears, have been pretty consistent in the middle parts of the season. The first part of the season, they were back and forth. They'd win a couple, lose a couple, and they were really strong at home throughout the season. Home advantage was a big deal for the Sea Bears. I don't think it's as important now. It's the playoffs. Anything could happen. It's a single game elimination. But in their last 3 games at home, they've lost 2. And I think they've lost 3 total at home. So this is a team that, felt very comfortable at home for a long time. And the losses started piling up at a bad time, too. And they're also coming off a pretty devastating loss to Vancouver, where they could have been first in the West, and I wouldn't be here. This wouldn't be the matchup had they won. So it's a very determined team, but also their star Teddy Allen not going to be in the lineup either after an unfortunate incident in downtown Winnipeg, an assault incident the team is calling it. So he is not in the lineup. So that is a huge hole for Winnipeg to figure out without him in the lineup. They do have Xavier Moon. Xavier Moon's only played 5 games with the Winnipeg Sea Bears due to some issues for clearance from his team in Russia, but it's all settled now. He's played 5 games. He's the reigning player of the month in the CEBL, and he is, for a long time, he was the CEBL. He's a 3-time CEBL MVP. The MVP trophy is actually a big X in honor of Xavier Moon's 3 back-to-back-to-back MVPs. He's also a 2-time champion, and they're going to need him to take over the game, because I think right now, if you look at it, Winnipeg's momentum isn't as strong going into this. Saskatoon's is very strong, and they're playing very confidently.
All right, we'll see how it all shakes down Thursday. All 4 conference semifinals on TSN and TSN Plus, and then the conference finals will go Saturday. Joey Slattery, here's to a great postseason.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. Hello to everybody in Saskatchewan. Miss you guys.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. And for it, we head to opening night of League's Cup. Cincinnati taking on Pachuca in the 18th minute. Evander takes one touch, unleashes a curling strike right into the net. A gorgeous finish from the Brazilian, freezing the keeper to the ground and drawing Cincinnati level in the match. They would go on to win, while Evander takes home your must-see moment from Tuesday. And coming up tonight on TSN, the Hlinka Gretzky Cup continues. Canada taking on Sweden. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from SportsCenter. Have a great day.
August 5th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy birthday to Brian. Love, Joanne and Mervin. Happy birthday to Dave. Your family is wishing you a wonderful year ahead. And happy belated birthday to Ryan. Your family loves you and hopes you enjoyed your special day. Happy birthday to Papa Buck. Your grandkids love you and are grateful for everything you do. And big shout out to producer Arden and his flag football team, the Dirty Dozen, for winning the Division 6 World Championship last night.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
Brandon, good morning. Over to you in the Pure Country studios.
Morning. Okay, we were talking about malls, shopping malls. The youths, as I call them, Gen Z apparently is really big into going back into the malls, actually tactile, going in, shopping, grabbing the thing and taking it home. They think it's a great idea. Neat concept, right? So I want you to go back into your childhood. Here's the question we posted up on our socials at Pure Country 927. I would like you to text me if you can, 54321, your thoughts. So if you are in your youth right now, think about it. Go all the way back. Head to the mall, your favorite mall, with your friends. What store would you hit up first and why? I would love to hear all the great stuff that you got up to at a mall in your youth. 54321. Hit us up. I would say Randy River. Then I would go to, was it San Francisco's? They would have like kitschy stuff. Things that like fart, like toys. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, stuff like that. I can't wait. Hit us up, 54321.
Welcome back.
Ted Lasso is back on the small screen today. The first episode of season 4 is out on Apple TV, with the rest of the episodes releasing weekly. This season follows Jason Sudeikis' Ted as he coaches a women's soccer team. Bowen Yang is heading to the stage to join the cast of Oh Mary. The former SNL star will make his debut as Mary Todd Lincoln on September 15th. The comedy play reimagines the former First Lady as a wannabe cabaret star. Organizations funded by Leonardo DiCaprio and Jeff Bezos have launched a $200 million initiative to revive 100 of Earth's most threatened species. DiCaprio's Rewild and the Bezos Earth Fund are leading the Phoenix Species Project, which they call the largest single fund in history exclusively dedicated to the effort. And happy birthday to director James Gunn, who turned 60 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, in our sidebar, we're showing you a surprise fit for a 4-year-old relationship. Take a look.
I'm literally so confused. What?
So Jelena was told to hit record when she got home, and for good reason. She opened the door to her house filled with balloons, photos, and her boyfriend dressed up as a little boy licking a lollipop. He really leaned into their relationship being 4 years old. Huh. What do we think of this?
Very creative.
Janelle's not into it. I can tell. I can tell by the
Yeah. The little boy, I mean, is that supposed to be romantic? Or what's the deal? I mean,
there's a lot going on in this video.
There's a lot happening. We're going to go decompress a bit. Into a quick break. We're going to reset with more news and weather headlines. Stay with us. It's Wednesday, August 5th.
We've never, not to my recollection, I can't recall ever having a June, July, and that's like this, and we're just into the first 4 days of August, so very concerning for us.
It was a deadly weekend on the roads in Saskatchewan. What police say could be behind it.
Canada is very critically important to the Americans.
Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is back in Washington looking for backing from business leaders and top lawmakers. And Saskatchewan hunting licenses are now available. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Kayleen Sawatsky.
And I'm Janelle Lippai. Thanks for being back with us.
And we have a super fun job swap happening today. So I'm anchoring for Daryl. Daryl's actually on the go for you out on location.
Right.
And you are in weather. How is the weather shaping up?
We're looking pretty good so far. Again, seeing those very, very seasonal temperatures as of right now. Things will warm up. A little bit of rain moving through the province. So kind of a fluctuation in weather and temperatures all throughout Saskatchewan.
All right. We'll continue our job swap and check in with you in the Weather Center in just a few minutes. We will turn our attention over to those top news headlines. More than 100 wildfires are now burning across British Columbia, leaving people scrambling to get out and others with no home to go back to.
Never seen fuel dryness the way we are seeing it right now. And then when you put 85 to 100 kilometer winds on top of that, it is an explosive and extremely dangerous situation in BC.
There are more than 50 wildfires burning out of control, and the province has called in reinforcements. Crews from across Canada are helping, as well as firefighters from Mexico. The hot, dry conditions, along with dry lightning, is sparking flames across southern BC, and those conditions are expected to continue this week. There are thousands of evacuation orders and alerts, with many more on edge as the fire spreads. People in Ontario's Niagara region are cleaning up and assessing the damage left by flooding.
Everything's destroyed. It's really sad. It's pretty hard to deal with.
St. Catharines and the town of Lincoln are still under a state of emergency. People in St. Catharines have gone through 3 storms in the past 10 days, which dropped 140 millimeters of rain. St. Catharines mayor is asking the province and Ottawa for help to shore up the city's infrastructure. The province says it is assessing the damage to see if the communities are eligible for help from the Disaster Recovery Fund. The official opposition is calling on the Saskatchewan government to go along with a rate review panel recommendation to not further increase vehicle insurance rates. The NDP says there is an affordability crisis in the province and that drivers cannot afford yet another increase to their insurance costs. SGI raised rates by 3.75% in June and was planning to increase rates by that same amount again next year. Late last week, the Saskatchewan rate review panel recommended against that second increase.
The one thing that this report expressed clear as day is that the biggest threat to SGI is Jeremy Harrison as the minister responsible. It's clear that the only plan that Scott Moe and Jeremy Harrison have is to punish drivers with the Sask Party's incompetence.
The provincial government says they will review that report from the rate review panel and make a decision on next steps in due course. Jeremy, a series of fatal crashes the past few days, a cause for concern.
Yeah, Kayleen, August long weekend was a deadly one on Saskatchewan highways. RCMP are investigating 3 fatal crashes. And as Hallie Mandrick tells us, it comes as highway collisions are on the rise in our province.
This was the scene Tuesday morning along Highway 11 near Hanley. RCMP say a vehicle rolled into the ditch, leaving a 40-year-old man from Saskatoon who was a passenger dead. A second passenger was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. It's one of 3 fatal crashes on Saskatchewan highways since the start of the long weekend. On Sunday, another rollover on the George Gordon First Nation left 3 people dead, a 42-year-old woman and 2 43-year-old men. 2 other people in the vehicle were taken to hospital. And on Saturday, a 34-year-old woman from Saskatoon died in a crash on Highway 16 northwest of Maymont. The driver was taken to hospital with injuries described as non-life-threatening. RCMP say the investigation so far suggests seatbelt use was a factor in all of the fatal crashes and alcohol in 2 of them.
It's disturbing because the seatbelt laws have been in effect since the early 70s, and alcohol as a contributing factor in 2 out of the 3 accidents, again, is a concerning factor for us.
RCMP say this weekend's fatalities are part of a troubling trend the service is seeing. In 2025, Saskatchewan saw 113 serious and fatal crashes involving drug or alcohol impairment. Superintendent St. Germain says the number of crashes between June and August of this year are up significantly from the same period last year.
They're significantly above average. I believe the percentage is close to 170% higher than the same period last year. So June 1st to today, we've had 30 fatal collisions with 38 fatalities.
SGI says July historically sees a higher number of collisions, emphasizing the importance of road safety for travelers.
That is, I guess, one of the reasons we need to remind people to follow these simple driving behaviors, slowing down, following those posted speed limits, never driving impaired, making sure they're buckling up and not driving distracted.
According to RCMP, the past 2 months account for 30 out of 54 total fatal collisions so far this year in Saskatchewan, adding that alcohol was involved in 43% of those crashes. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
All right, Kayleen. Another tent camp has been created near downtown Regina.
Yeah, that's right, Jeremy. About 50 people who don't have permanent housing are living at that site. It's the same spot where the city cleared out a camp in 2021. Volunteers say the housing situation in Regina has not improved.
And we've met with the city already. And we're very hopeful with what they've already provided a couple porta potties, which we're ecstatic about. So we're looking for a few more things, but ultimately we're looking for safe, adequate, and affordable housing for all.
In a written statement, the city said it recognizes that homelessness is a growing challenge in the community. It said there is no immediate plan to decommission that camp. The province will now cover the cost for a drug that improves lung function for people living with cystic fibrosis. Aliftrek helps control symptoms and slow the progress of cystic fibrosis, a disease that cannot be cured. Patients must be at least 6 years old of age and meet the medical criteria to be involved. According to the Canadian Cystic Fibrosis Registry, that are close to 100 people in Saskatchewan that are living with the disease. Happening now, FIFA President Gianni Infantino is holding crisis meetings in Morocco with senior FIFA officials. These meetings are happening as a number of European football associations pull their support for him. Last Friday, Infantino backed down on a plan to sell off portions of FIFA competitions, including the World Cup. The plan had been strongly criticized by UEFA and the AFC. Despite backing down on the plan, many European federations still say they won't back his re-election next spring. A piece of an old SpaceX rocket is believed to have made contact with the moon this morning.
Ignition and liftoff. Go Firefly, go iSpace, go Falcon.
The segment is about the size of a building. It was part of a Falcon 9 rocket that blasted off January last year. Its impact was expected at around 12:30 a.m. Sask time. NASA expects the collision will create a crater on the moon about 18 meters wide. Fresh off a long sought-after SJHL championship, Flin Flon Bombers head coach and GM Mike Reagan is onto a new opportunity. The SJHL Hall of Famer is joining the Western Hockey League's Kelowna Rockets as an assistant coach. Reagan took over coaching duties following the 2006-2007 season and was the longest tenured active coach in the league with more than 600 wins. He had 5 appearances in the league final and this past season's championship. Cole McKegg will take over behind the bench in Flin Flon. Well, when Tommy Stevens scores a touchdown, he buys his offensive line a box of donuts. And this week, the Riders' short yardage QB is paying big time.
I owe them an extra box now, so they didn't get theirs today, but they'll have them tomorrow.
Stevens scoring 3 majors in Saturday's win over Edmonton. That's 3 dozen donuts for the O-line. He has become nearly automatic for first downs on second or third and short, no matter how many yards he needs to push for.
It really just comes down to the trust from the coaching staff, being able to put me in that position to do it, and then it always starts up front. The guys up front have to start the process of me getting those yards. If they aren't doing their job, I'm not going to get anywhere.
First half.
Despite only averaging about 3.5 yards per carry, the short yardage specialist leads the CFL in rushing touchdowns with 8. All right, Janelle, we're into the 7 o'clock hour now. How are things warming up out there?
Things are looking pretty good so far. We've got quite a bit of sunshine here in Regina, and these temperatures are slowly but surely rising, sitting at 12 degrees currently. Little bit of that cloud cover in the sky. We will start to see things lighten up as time goes on. 15-kilometer-per-hour wind speeds. Over in Saskatoon now, really seeing some of that darker cloud cover with some rain as well, 14 degrees. Now, as we can see here on our future Futurecast, we will be experiencing that rain for the next little while. Nothing too heavy as of right now. We will just be seeing those showers, but this is in the early morning hours of tomorrow when we will see the extent of that rain. And by about 5 o'clock, we'll be also seeing that move out. So things are going to clear up. A little bit of rain is on the way, though. So for current temperatures now, Buffalo Narrows and La Ronge, along with Spiritwood, all at 14 degrees. Hudson Bay, 14 as well. Nipawin sitting at 15 degrees. The Battlefords and Wynyard both at 14. Kindersley at 12. Swift Current sitting at 13. East End 10. Weyburn 14. And Estevan 12 degrees. Now for some highs here today, the Battleford sitting at 22 degrees with that cloud cover in the sky. As you can see here across the board, we are seeing some sunshine, some cloud cover, and some rain. This is all what we can expect for today. Swift Current 25 degrees along with Moose Jaw. Yorkton 22, mainly cloudy skies. Weyburn a beautiful 26. Little bit of rain on the way, and Estevan sitting at 25 with some sunshine. Now for a 7-day forecast here in Regina, 25 degrees for our high today, 12 tonight for the low. We will be seeing that sunshine returning tomorrow after the rain will be getting early in the morning. 22 degrees for Thursday's high. Friday bringing us to 23 along with Saturday and Sunday, seeing some of those daytime showers rolling through. We're expecting to see that be stretched out for the majority of Sunday as well. Monday, however, those skies clearing up with some sunshine, 23 degrees, and Tuesday bringing us to 24. Over to Saskatoon, 23 today for that high, 13 tonight for the low, seeing those mainly cloudy skies, and tomorrow clearing up just a little bit, 19 degrees with a bit more sunshine. Friday bringing us to 22. Saturday, 23, a beautiful way to kick off our weekend, and Sunday, 21 degrees with 11 as the low, and we are expecting to see that rain as well. Time for today's rural forecast. Lloydminster and Meadow Lake both seeing 21 degrees. Kindersley 25. Outlook 26 and expecting to see some of that rain. Maple Creek and Leader both at 27 degrees. Kenora 21. Broadview mainly cloudy skies with that rain, 22 degrees, and Carlisle 23. Now let's take a look at Pearceland, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. Reaching 20 degrees for the high today, seeing that mix of sun and cloud in the sky, and those winds reaching up to 30 kilometers per hour.
All right, Mike Siona's about to hit the midway. Let's go check in on him at the X. Mike.
A little whack-a-mole fun here at the Saskatoon X with Scooter and Peter. Scooter, this is exactly what we think. It's just a children's game for everybody to play.
It's one of the most iconic games that we have on the Midway is whack-a-mole, and it's everywhere in the world. So let's go.
Let's go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Right. We'll start it off.
Whack those moles in 3, 2, and 1. They're whacking. They're smacking. All the way to first place. Who's going to win that prize, guys? And we have a winner.
Oh, isn't that awesome? You got to love it when they let you win, these guys. Unbelievable.
Number 13, you can choose anything.
Anything I want.
Anything
my goodness gracious. Well, we better do this thing here. Right here. The yellow pineapple. My daughters are going to fight about this one. Only at the Saskatoon X.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. And for we head to opening night of Leagues Cup. Cincinnati taking on Pachuca in the 18th minute. Evander takes one touch, unleashes a curling strike right into the net. A gorgeous finish from the Brazilian, freezing the keeper to the ground and drawing Cincinnati level in the match. They would go on to win, while Evander takes home your must-see moment from Tuesday. And coming up tonight on TSN, the Hlinka Gretzky Cup continues. Canada taking on Sweden. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
Well, here's what happens when you let your kids explore creating in the kitchen.
Cool, red and blue.
Oh my gosh, so what
all is in that drink?
So this is James, who made a special cocktail with splashes of juice, fizzy water, and all of the food coloring. His parents stay calm as he tries to share, and of course, they do politely decline. I wouldn't want it.
Phew. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Yeah, no, I think we've all been there, though, with our kids coming up and just being like, here, for you. And you just have to go, no, thank you.
I don't want that.
No, thanks.
It's probably not bad. It's juice and fizzy water. I mean, how bad can it be?
It's a whole lot of dye.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but
who knows if he mixed it with his finger? What? Yeah.
His whole hand, it looked like.
Yeah. Let's get to our question of the day. This actually ties in very well because we're asking what's one food you absolutely refuse to eat. For me, it will be anything my 2-year-old passes to me.
Yes, and
oh, come on.
We got lots of great answers. However, none of them were that. But Lori says cannot and will not eat anchovies or calamari.
Oh, I love calamari.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll go get a good side of calamari.
Okay, we'll go try it. Stacy says liver, yuck, nasty, never.
Ooh, okay.
Michelle says I just refuse to eat Brussels sprouts.
Fair enough.
Which is, fair enough, I'd say.
Gotta cook them right.
You gotta cook them right. I feel like with a little salt, maybe some garlic.
I was gonna say, if you add garlic to anything, it tastes fine. Like my husband didn't like broccoli before I met him.
Yeah.
And I just smother it in garlic, and now he loves broccoli. Solved.
Wow. Rachel, I'm over 50 and proud to say I've never eaten my dad's canned sardines or liver and onions.
Okay.
Debbie agreeing with the oysters, but only raw oysters. She will eat the smoked ones.
Maybe that's our solution, because we also don't eat oysters. Jeremy loves them. Janelle and I don't eat them, so maybe we just have to have them smoked.
Yeah, Jeremy, have you
I
ever?
am talking about the smoked ones. I've never had them raw, but smoked ones from the tin are delicious.
Yeah. Ryan, I would never eat raw asparagus. My mom tried to feed it to me when I was little, probably 6 or 7, and I spit it back out on the plate. She never tried to feed it to me after that.
Yeah, you gotta cook that
Lesson
stuff.
learned. This one's really, really funny. Midori, growing up, my mom tried serving us fish for supper. We all later found out it was shark. Not as good, and I'll never eat shark or anything again.
Okay, to be fair, I did go to a Brazilian restaurant once, and they served shark. I thought it was great. I thought it tasted good.
Well, okay, and Dean says I refuse to eat turnips and parsnips. Always hated them, always will. I think we should all try something that we don't like, maybe this time. Shark, dare I say. And there's still time for you to text, and we do want to hear from you. You can text your name and answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or you can scan the QR code on your screen.
Shopify saw a 34% jump in revenue growth and 18% increase in free cash flow margins in the quarter ending June 30th. This was a monster quarter. More than 30% growth in GMV and revenue and gross profit and free cash flow, said Harley Finkelstein, president of Shopify. We power every kind of business, and with AI, we're expanding what's possible for all of them. Shares of SpaceX slumping more than 10% pre-market to about 111 this morning, even after the rocket company reported a 92% surge in quarterly revenue. Investors were spooked by the company's $18.4 billion spending in capital expenditures in the second quarter alone, compared to the $2.8 billion in the prior year. The Canadian company at the center of a Bitcoin hack has warned that artificial intelligence failed to detect the software flaw that was exploited to steal users' funds, now estimated at $130 million. A quarter of that was in Canada. CoinKite, whose affected cold card wallets were drained late last week, said the vulnerability the hackers discovered is a warning for every company building Bitcoin hardware and software, not only us. Firms using AI to monitor security-critical code should undertake immediate reviews, CoinKite said in a blog post on its website. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
All right. right, it's time for our morning mystery. 3 clues. Play along at home. Today we're being told it is a thing. Here is your first clue. This invention was created by accident during an experiment that had nothing to do with food. Its discovery began when a researcher noticed something in his pocket had melted while working with magnetrons. And the first commercial version weighed more than 600 pounds and were primarily used in commercial kitchens and military facilities. What?
What?
I feel like this
I
will be
think
a
this
few.
is pretty. Those are pretty good clues. Come on.
I think I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about
Are we
that.
ready?
Yeah.
Right?
Microwave. We all guess microwave. It is the microwave oven.
All right, team. Nice work.
Oh, but isn't a microwave oven different than a microwave? Okay.
No.
Producer's saying no. I in my mind, I feel like I have different. Okay, never mind. We all win.
Close enough.
We all win.
Yes.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
Here's a look at your national forecast. Prince George seeing 28 degrees, Vancouver 26, Calgary 27. We've got Regina at 25, Winnipeg seeing 26 and those mainly cloudy skies. Ottawa 31 degrees, Toronto 25, Fredericton 33, Halifax a beautiful 32, and St. John's still seeing that rain at 19 degrees. Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $1.73.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $1.55.9. Over in Saskatoon, the common cost is $1.76.9. The lowest you might find is $1.53.8. Taking a look now at the farm markets, the street price of canola is $708.75 per ton. The futures price is $768.50 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $272 rather, 48 per ton, and red spring wheat is $292.94 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 71.08 cents US. After the break, remembering Lloyd Robertson after the legendary news anchor dies at 92. Stay with us.
Welcome back to your morning, Saskatchewan. It is now 7:30, and here are your headlines. Former CTV News chief anchor and veteran broadcaster Lloyd Robertson has passed away at the age of 92. CTV's Jean-Viet Beauchemin reports on his legendary career and the impact he made across the country.
So that's the kind of day it's been on this Thursday.
Along with that nightly sign-off.
Hello.
Lloyd Robertson offered generations of viewers a connection to the world. His authoritative voice was a landmark of the Canadian broadcast landscape for over 6 decades.
I'm Lloyd Robertson, and I used to live here.
Robertson's early years in Stratford, Ontario shaped his lifelong love of news. He recounted he was bitten by the broadcasting bug when he was a boy. He was watching local radio hosts at CJCS describe the Perth Regiment marching home from the Second World War.
This is Lloyd Robertson.
In high school, he got a job at CJCS. And it's also in high school that he met Nancy Barrett. She would become his wife in 1956 and mother of his 4 daughters. Robertson graduated, continued to spin records and read news until he knocked on CBC's door. He moved to his first TV job in Winnipeg, going national a few months later on Christmas Day 1956. Robertson worked his way to the CBC's flagship news show, The National. But eventually he grew frustrated with his editorial role.
In the wrong union, I couldn't write, I couldn't edit.
He signed on to CTV in 1976, co-anchoring with then-host Harvey Kirk. The partnership lasted until 1984, when Kirk retired from the anchor desk and Robertson became senior news anchor. When he retired from the anchor desk in 2011, it marked the end of an era, said then Prime Minister Stephen Harper.
You've been delivering the news since I was barely more than a boy.
He often said the greatest honor of his life was to chronicle the times, the events that marked Canada and the world for so long.
And that's the kind of day it's been. I'm Lloyd Robertson. For all of us here at CTV News, good night. It strikes me that if you find something you love to do...
Hi, guys.
and you are able to do it, that's about as good as it gets in life.
Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News.
Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is in Washington today against the backdrop of a protracted trade war with the United States and a new tariff threat from President Trump. LeBlanc's office says Canada's chief negotiator to the United States, Janice Charette, is joining LeBlanc for what is being described as a series of trade-related engagements. The trip comes as the trade war kicked off by President Trump reaches the 18-month mark. Trump is threatening to impose a new 50% tariff on a wide range of Canadian goods for what his administration calls discriminatory trade policies. And WestJet is still playing catch-up after a flight attendant strike.
Not a good impression for the customers, But you have a lot of plans, hotels, Airbnbs and car rentals booked, and it's a ripple effect on your trip.
WestJet canceled 16 flights yesterday as it repositions its planes and crews across its network. The airplane warns it will take time to get operations back to normal. Its CEO has issued an apology, saying, "We know this disruption has been frustrating for our guests and WestJetters, and we are sorry for that." Passengers with bookings through Thursday can still change or cancel their flights without paying a fee. We'll learn more about the local impact about that coming up when we catch up with Daryl Rummold at YQR. A Saskatoon synagogue was vandalized during its Saturday Shabbat prayer service. Members of the congregation Agudas Israel say some threw eggs at the building, windows, and multiple cars in the parking lot as families prayed inside. The rabbi posted to Facebook condemning the vandalism and calling on allies to support his congregation. One member of the congregation says being the target of vandalism is very troubling because he feels this wasn't just some overnight childish prank, and he fears what might happen if this intimidation escalates.
But it's not just eggs. We worry about what is next, right? It could be a rock next time. It could be something else. And unfortunately, we've had this before.
Saskatoon police say they are reaching out to the congregation because it did not receive an official report of the incident. At least 17 people have been killed in Russia's latest attack on Ukraine. It was one of the deadliest strikes on Kyiv in the capital region this year. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said interceptors could have saved lives. Dozens of people were hurt, with residential buildings, a railway station, and warehouses being hit. Ukraine has also stepped up its strikes on Russian targets, hoping to get Russian President Vladimir Putin to negotiate. Zelensky has accepted an unconditional ceasefire demanded by U.S. President Donald Trump, but Putin has refused. CN Rail is moving ahead with plans to demolish the historic Humboldt railway station. It was built in 1905, but has sat vacant since the 80s. About 15 years ago, the city of Humboldt explored options to preserve that building, including turning it into a museum, a restaurant, or a retail space. But the mayor says restoration was estimated to cost about $1 million, and no private buyers came forward. He says the building has since deteriorated with structural issues, water damage, and a rat infestation, prompting the city to ask CN to remove it.
It's just in a state of disrepair, and they put a fence up around it here recently just to keep people away because it is a safety hazard. It's literally falling down.
Because the building is a federally designated heritage railway station, CN must follow a formal approval process before that demolition can begin. That includes a 60-day public objection period after the company files its application on August 12th. Those who are against the teardown can email the Federal Minister of Environment. Saskatchewan hunting licenses are now available. Hunters can log into their hunting, angling, and trapping account through the provincial government's website to check draw results and buy those licenses. They can also be purchased at angling hunting license issuers, at Ministry of Environment, or some provincial park offices, and over the phone. The earliest hunting season opens on September 1st. A full list of season dates can be found on the province's hunting and angling guide. Canada continues to roll at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup, powered by a pair of Pats.
Finds Warren. He's got Schultz in front. Got Schultz. Out of room enough. Shovels that back in front. Pugh scores.
Maddox Schultz with a nice fake and finds Liam Pugh for his third goal of the tournament. Canada dominated Switzerland 7-3 in their opening game, and they beat Slovakia in another blowout 6-1 final. All right, Janelle, over to you in the Weather Center.
Yeah, we're looking a little damp over here. Some rain to start things off. Let's take a look here at our morning view, brought to you by Stars Lottery. Your ticket funds life-saving care across Saskatchewan. 14 degrees as of right now in the Queen City, seeing those wind speeds picking up to about 24 kilometers per hour. And if we take a look over in Saskatoon, a little bit of a darker sky as well. That rain has come to a halt. It is expected to start back up a little bit later on here this afternoon. 14 degrees as that current temperature. Now for our future cast here, we can see that system of rain, including the next one, rolling through the province along with this cloud cover. Now this is early tomorrow morning, around 3:30 to 4 o'clock in the morning, when we can expect to see that little bit of precipitation returning. That is when we will be seeing the extent of it. Now for some current temperatures, Buffalo Narrows and La Ronge both at 14 degrees. Stony Rapids sitting at 13. Melfort and Hudson Bay both at 14. Nipawin 15 degrees, Kindersley sitting at 12, Swift Current 13, Weyburn 14 along with Wynyard, Yorkton 13 and Estevan 12. Now for some highs here today, seeing quite a bit of cloud cover, still that rain, some sunshine, mainly cloudy skies for most of the province. The Battlefords reaching their high of 22 degrees, Prince Albert 21, Yorkton 22, Weyburn a beautiful 26, but it's going to be damp out there. Estevan 25 along with Swift Current. Now for our 5-day forecast right here in Regina, 25 for our high today, 12 tonight for the low. Tomorrow we will be seeing that sunshine returning after the rain, of course, with 22 degrees. Friday wrapping up the week with 23 and sticking around that 23-degree mark for Saturday. Sunday seeing some rain returning. We are expecting to see that into the morning, early into the afternoon, lightening up by the evening with 22 degrees. Over in Saskatoon, 23 degrees today for the high, 13 tonight for the low. Again, seeing that cloud cover in the sky, lightening up a little bit tomorrow, seeing a bit more sunshine with 19 degrees. Friday, 22 with that sunshine, and it's sticking around through Saturday as well, 23. Now Sunday bringing some rain for most of the province, 21 degrees as Sunday's high and 11 for the low.
Here's what's happening in our community. Volunteers are needed for the Legion National U16 and U18 Championships on August 7th through 11th at the Canada Games Athletic Complex. Call 306-860-8504. The Welcome Kabayan event is on August 8th at 11 a.m. at the Regina Performing Arts Center. Call 306-533-3455. The Sask Epilepsy Inc. Golf Tournament is on August 9th at 1 p.m. at 3100 Kings Road. Call 306-533-4829. And the Canadian Junior Boys Golf Championship is on August 10th through 14th at the Wascana Country Club. Email lynn.tulloch@sasktel.net. Submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click Community Calendar or scan that QR code on your screen.
A full new slate of shows is ready to roll at the Dark Hall, and there are perks for members. Megan McCormick is with Dark Hall and joins me in studio here this morning. Megan, thanks for being here.
No problem.
Remind us about what the, almost newly renovated Dark Hall is all about.
Yeah, we're a toddler, a preschooler, I think, now in our reopening phase. But so every year we do a Dark Hall Presents series, which is curated by our team with a focus on Indigenous, women, Canadian, local artists. So it's really special, and you get to see some artists that really wouldn't have anywhere else to play in Regina.
Let's expand on that a little bit too. I think that's really interesting. What type of shows do you guys pride yourself on?
Well, I'll just highlight our opening weekend because it's coming up. So October 3rd and 4th, we have a double bill of shows. On October 3rd, it's a band traveling all the way from Scotland called Scaravore. So they're like a super group with kind of every instrument you would think of a Celtic rock band. They're very excited to come here. They're very energetic. You do big party crowds, so that'll be a great way to kick off our season. And then the next night, October 4th, Dan Mangan. So he's been at Dark Hall. This will be his third time. Beloved kind of folk singer-songwriter, and he is excited to come back. He's like a soccer dad now, and so it's cool to get new friends and old friends to come help us kick off our new season.
All right, well, new season coming up, very exciting. Now, with these new renovations, how have people responded to it? It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's a fabulous, it's a special room. We've had artists come through the stage, and that's only where, like, we have Hawksley Workman coming back in October as well, and he actually requested to come back to our hall. So he's played kind of every venue in Regina. He wants to be at Dark Hall, which is really special. And I just think we have a beautiful, modern theater with all the historic charm, but we have cup holders and nice bathrooms and, but amazing backgrounds for your Instagram photos. And I think we have it all.
Yeah, it really does sound like it. Beautiful, beautiful venue. For those who are looking to buy some tickets, where can they go? You can go to darkhall.ca, and I'd also say while you're there, you could sign up for our newsletter because we're constantly sending out new discounts, new show announcements, and for our shows and for our rental events as well. All right, and for those who maybe don't know, where are you guys located?
We're in the heart of the city, right in Wascana Park on College Avenue, historic College Avenue. We've driven by us a million times, so I invite you to come in.
All right, Megan, thank you so much for your time here this morning. Once again, that is the Dark Hall. Beautiful spot to be, great shows to see as well.
This is the moment a small plane threaded the needle between a tall truck and a low-hanging sign to make a daring emergency landing on a Florida highway. Eric Jordan was driving down Interstate 10 when the plane came down, staying above his truck, but swooping under an overhead sign bridge before touching down on the highway. No injuries were reported, according to the local sheriff's office, and the FAA is now investigating the incident. Another daring air operation, this one high in California's Tahoe National Forest, and this one involving a flying horse. Officials say after bucking its rider during a horseback endurance race, the animal took off and was later GPS tracked to an elevation of more than 7,000 feet. Finally, from nature to au natural. That is the dress code once a month at a Hollywood, Florida steakhouse, which hosts an exclusive event where patrons can wine and dine minus their clothes. Gives new meaning to strip steak, am I right? WPLG reports the eatery came up with the cheeky idea to generate new buzz and new biz, and says the nude dining experience is allowed by the city because the staff members remain clothed. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
We are continuing to go behind the scenes at YQR, checking out the ongoing renovations. Daryl Rummold has cleared security and is standing by. Daryl.
Thanks, guys. Now you will find me in the waiting area here at YQR, and you'll notice behind me, big construction site. James Bogus, CEO of this organization. What is this all about?
Well, we're doing a pretty substantial renovation right now in our passenger waiting area. This is on the north side of the building near gates 6, 7, and 8. And Daryl, this is the area where the larger planes go out, especially during that winter flying. We're essentially infilling some unused space to create more room for seating, making sure that passengers have more room for those larger lineups, and to create more room for your family.
And you kind of just discovered this. You were like, oh, look, we can have 15 more feet.
Well, we knew the space was there, but in the old days, so many years ago, there was an escalator that used to be used for ground loading flights that's simply not used anymore. So we took all the parts out for the other escalators in the building, and now we're going to infill that that space so we can use it for usable hold room, which is really important.
So we can't get behind there right now because obviously this is an active construction site, but if we were to be behind there, what would we see and what will we see when it's done?
Well, we're going to see essentially floor put in place where there's a current escalator. We're going to maintain the elevator that allows us to go to the ground floor to our secure area, not for customers. And we're going to actually have brand new carpeting put down to match all of the other new carpeting that we've got throughout the terminal.
How bad did you need this?
Very badly, in a good way. We're growing. Our airport saw over 1.1 million passengers just last year, and we're expecting a steady growth trajectory for years to come.
That's not bad, especially if you add places like you're talking about Cabo now.
Very excited to share that with the viewers. We've got a brand new destination to Mexico coming this winter, and WestJet's winter schedule will be out later in August. Look forward to talking about that as well.
All right, James, listen, this is exciting stuff. We got one more stop to make later on this morning, so stay tuned for that.
It's August 5th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy birthday to Brian, love Joanne, and Mervyn. Happy birthday to Dave. Your family is wishing you a wonderful year ahead. And happy belated birthday to Ryan. Your family loves you and hopes you enjoyed your special day. Happy birthday to Papa Buck. Your grandkids love you and are grateful for everything you do. Big shout out to producer Arden and his flag football team, the Dirty Dozen, for winning the Division 6 World Championship last night.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
All right, Brandon, do we have a useless question of the day today?
Oh my gosh, yes, we do. Good segue. Hey, so yesterday the answer was rollerblades. Rollerblading was a good summer activity to shed some weight. So and the hint was it's not cool. It wasn't cool. It was cool, then it wasn't. I don't know if rollerblading's cool again, but I'm definitely not the arbiter of cool, so clearly. But today we got a different one. Well, I'll just get into it. Before soap was invented, Kayleen, ancient people used oils and this substance to clean their bodies. What was it? And it's something you're probably using right now or later today several times. That's my hint.
Oh, I was like toothpaste. I use that several times a day.
Good for you.
I don't
Imagine
know.
rubbing toothpaste. It's not toothpaste. But why did I do that? I'm so sorry. People are watching this, drinking.
No, you're good.
Okay, 54321. Let's get into it. Text me now.
Totally out of control.
Spider-Man Brand New Day hits $1 billion. Sony says the latest superhero flick starring Tom Holland reached the worldwide box office milestone in just 6 days. The only film to gross $1 billion faster, 2019's Avengers Endgame.
That's what's next.
A new role for Viola Davis. The EGOT winner is set to star in the thriller series Ascent from Skyfall, Spectre, and Michael writer John Logan. Davis will play a top corporate fixer who will need her elite skills when her daughter is in danger. The Paramount Plus show is due to begin production next year. Fans are still choosing Texas. The Ella Langley song tops the Billboard Hot 100 for a 16th week. That's the 4th longest reign at #1 in the chart's history, which goes back to this week in 1958, 41 years before Langley was born. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
So in our sidebar, we're teaching you how to be a hit at your next party. Maybe learn how to beatbox.
Ooh.
Say bum bum. Bum bum. Say bum bum. Ha ha bum bum. Now say quiche to quiche to quiche. Like the quiche. Quiche to quiche to quiche. Take away the voice. Quiche to quiche to quiche.
So this is four-time UK beatbox champion Grace Savage, and she's showing the internet how you can beatbox. According to her, all you have to do is say regular words like quiche and chicken, but then you're focusing on the sound and the energy. She makes it look really easy. I don't think I would sound like this.
I don't think so.
I kind of like this instruction. Chicken, 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 chicken.
It's like for so many years, people were saying that you say like boots and cats over and over, right? I've never heard of quiche to quiche, but hey, I like the instruction. We're going to go into a quick break. Stay with us. We'll reset and have more news and weather headlines. It is Wednesday, August the 5th.
Canada is very critically important to the Americans.
Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc back in Washington looking for backing from business leaders and top lawmakers.
Oh my God. Probably the most terrifying thing that I've ever experienced in my life.
Fear, panic, and destruction. Wildfires rage across BC, forcing people to flee with just minutes to spare.
It strikes me that if you find something you love to do, hi guys, and you are able to do it, that's about as good as it gets in life.
And we are remembering Lloyd Robertson today. The trusted voice for generations of Canadians has died at the age of 92. We'll look back at his life and his career. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Saskatchewan, I'm Kayleen Sawatsky.
And I'm Janelle Lippai. Good morning. We hope your day's off to a great start.
A little bit of rain out there to start the day.
A little bit damp out there. We're expecting to see that stick around a bit longer. Those skies will kind of clear up, a cloudier day ahead of us, and some rain overnight as well.
I know. My husband texted me and he was saying it's a bit cool. He actually turned on his heated seats this morning. So it's not time for that yet. We're still at the beginning of August. We'll get to your full weather forecast in just a few minutes. We will turn our attention over to those headlines. British Columbia continues to burn this morning, with almost half of the province's 116 wildfires classified as out of control. Provincial officials say the situation in some areas are changing hourly, and they're urging the public to stay prepared.
Ever seen fuel dryness the way we are seeing it right now? And then when you put 85 to 100 kilometer winds on top of that, it is an explosive and extremely dangerous situation in BC.
Is reporting that there are roughly 7,300 properties under evacuation orders and another 3,800 on evacuation alert. One of the areas that's been ravaged by fires this season is the Okanagan. The Bradley Creek wildfire ripped through a lakeside community near Vernon over the weekend, whipped up by strong winds, leaving residents with just minutes to escape.
When there was bombs going off everywhere, with people having a lot of propane, vehicles exploding, all sorts of things. It was just a crazy time.
Probably the most terrifying thing that I've ever experienced in my life. You could definitely feel the heat. At one point, I think I said, oh my God, it's so hot in here.
The Creek fire remains out of control and has grown to 28 square kilometers. Crews are fighting the fire from the air and on the ground. It's estimated that more than 200 homes have now been destroyed by that wildfire. And the Pure Lake fire burning near Clinton has destroyed about 120 properties. More than 1,500 properties there are under an evacuation order, as well as surrounding First Nations. BC's Wildfire Service says hot and dry conditions are set to return for most of the province. They're expecting more fire activity in the coming days. The official opposition is calling on the Saskatchewan government to go along with a rate review panel recommendation to not further increase vehicle insurance rates. The NDP says there is an affordability crisis in the province and that drivers cannot afford yet another increase to their insurance costs. SGI raised rates by 3.75% back in June and was planning to increase rates by the same amount again next year. Late last week, though, the Saskatchewan Rate Review Panel recommended against that second increase.
Thing that this report expressed clear as day is that the biggest threat to SGI is Jeremy Harrison as the minister responsible. It is clear that the only plan that Scott Moe and Jeremy Harrison have is to punish drivers with the Sask Party's incompetence.
The provincial government says they will review that report from the rate review panel and make a decision on next steps in due course. Jeremy, a series of fatal crashes the past few days, a cause for concern.
Yeah, Kayleen, 5 people are dead after 3 separate collisions that have taken place since Saturday. This one here, the most recent crash yesterday morning near Hanley, where a single vehicle rolled and went into the ditch, leaving 1 person dead. Then on Saturday, another single vehicle rollover on George Gordon First Nation left 3 people dead. A 42-year-old woman, 2 43-year-old men, 2 other occupants were taken to hospital. And on the same day, a 34-year-old woman from Saskatchewan died in a crash on Highway 16 northwest of Maymont. And another occupant of that vehicle taken to hospital. RCMP say the past 2 months account for 30 of the 54 fatal total collisions so far this year in Saskatchewan.
We've never, not to my recollection, I can't recall ever having a June, July, and that's like this, and we're just into the first 4 days of August, so very concerning for us.
RCMP say alcohol was involved in 43% of the crashes since June 1st. Prince Albert police are investigating the death of a 46-year-old man. His body was found in the 1200 block of Cook Drive. No other details about what happened have been released, but an autopsy is scheduled. Police say they will be working on Cook Drive for the next while, so residents can expect a police presence. Kayleen, another tent encampment has popped up in Regina.
In Pepsi Park near Regina's downtown. It's the same spot where the city tore down a similar encampment 5 years ago. But as Wayne Mantika tells us, this time the city says it has no immediate plan to take action.
People again are living in tents in Pepsi Park.
And we've met with the city already. And we're very hopeful with what they've already provided a couple porta potties, which we're ecstatic about. So we're looking for a few more things, but ultimately we're looking for safe, adequate, and affordable housing for all.
5 years ago, the city tore down a tent community and moved residents to a newly created emergency shelter. This time, the city says it has no immediate plans to decommission the encampment. In a statement, it said the city recognizes that homelessness is a growing challenge in our community and continues to work with partner agencies and all levels of public service to find both urgent and long-term solutions. Among those agencies offering help is the Nero Utina Friendship Center.
There's just some extra sandwiches, we've got water and some juice and granola bars, stuff like that.
Community volunteers are also on hand.
This way, if people are more closer together, we can keep an eye on them and make sure they're not overdosing.
Addictions counselors are also on site.
You know, when you give people compassion and love and you care for them and you kind of give that to them and they start to love and care about themselves, and that's when they really start to make those changes.
Some residents say they are considering treatment.
Yeah, I'm an active drug user right now, you know, and I could admit that. But, you know, every day I'm getting sick of it, man. You know, I want to get clean.
Those living in this park don't know how long they will remain here. It could depend on how long the city allows it, or better housing alternatives are found. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Well, it was an historic day in BC's capital city with the Canadian Forces Snowbirds flying their final show in Victoria for the foreseeable future.
That's the Canadian flag in the air, right? And that's what we're going to miss for quite a few years now.
For thousands who came out to watch. After 55 years of putting on the shows in the sky, the Snowbirds will be grounded until the early 2030s while their fleet is replaced. The Snowbirds' final show is in California on October 11th. He's been called many things, stone cold, automatic, a cheat code even. But Riders short yardage quarterback Tommy Stevens says he's just doing his job, one he has embraced and continues to excel at. Donovan Mace has more.
When Tommy Stevens scores a touchdown, he buys his offensive line a box of donuts.
Tommy's got 2! He's a cheat code.
And this week, the tab is running up after he found the end zone 3 times on Saturday.
I owe them an extra box now, so they didn't get theirs today, but they'll have them tomorrow.
When he steps on the field, the crash of glass and the famous line, "I won't do what you tell me," plays from the Mosaic Stadium loudspeakers. Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme music, no sound an opponent wants to hear.
As a big wrestling guy myself, I loved WWE growing up. And I was like, well, who has a better theme song than Stone Cold Steve Austin? So I asked, and I was like, yeah, kind of fits the Pilsner vibe, I would say. And so thought people might like it.
The short yardage specialist embodies a Stone Cold mentality.
Tony Stevens has it. He's going to push it ahead.
Nearly automatic anytime the Riders are in need of a first down or a score close to the end zone.
It means a lot to me because I've always kind of seen that for myself. It's always been something that I've believed that I can do, but I didn't always get those opportunities.
Even coming in as a closer.
Tommy again following A.J. Allen right towards the end zone. Get out of his way.
Putting the final nails in opponents late in ball games.
Having that extra, Swiss Army knife in our backpack is something that if you have, you use it. And we're thankful that Tommy's able to go out there and get it done.
We have confidence, no doubt, in his ability to do that, as well as the other guys up front. But you have confidence guys do their job.
And Stevens' donut expenses continue to grow as he leads the CFL in rushing touchdowns with 8.
It really just comes down to the trust from the coaching staff, being able to put me in that position to do it, and then it always starts up front. The guys up front have to start the process of me getting those yards. If they aren't doing their job, I'm not going to get anywhere.
Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
Injury-wise, Phils, I'm going to wait till the injury status comes out later today. It's kind of more good timing for me. I like that.
Was anything long-term then between the 3 guys that left?
Yeah, we'll see. I guess. What's your definition of long?
6-game season ending?
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's talk injuries. Kean Schaefer-Baker, probably the biggest blow, leaving Saturday night with a knee injury. Sam Emelis, also taken out of the lineup Saturday as a game-time decision, did not practice yesterday. Defensively, Tavon Campbell seen in a sling and appears out for an extended amount of time. Mace adding it will be tough for Roland Milligan Jr. to return at all this season after sustaining a knee injury in practice last week. All right, Janelle, over to you with a look of the weather. It's been a little bit damp this morning.
Yeah, we're seeing some of that rain coming down. We will see the extent of that a little bit later on into tonight and the early hours of tomorrow morning. But as for right now, a nice light shower moving through the province. Currently at 14 degrees here on our morning view, and that wind picking up a little bit to 19 kilometers per hour. Over in Saskatoon, also still quite cloudy, 15 degrees and 15 kilometer per hour wind speeds. So seeing that maintain pretty steadily. And as we take a look now at our futurecast, we can of course see that system of rain moving through. This is the early morning hours of tomorrow when we will see the extent of that rain. It is still showing up, so we are still expecting it, along with a light shower as we get into tomorrow evening around 8:40 or so. Now for some current temperatures, Buffalo Narrows and La Ronge both at 15 degrees, Spiritwood sitting at 14, Nipawin and Hudson Bay both at 15, Kindersley 14, along with the Battlefords, Swift Current and East End 15 degrees, Weyburn up to 17 degrees, Estevan 16, and Yorkton and Wynyard both at 15. Now for some highs here today, still seeing that cloud cover, some rain. We are seeing a couple areas in the province lightening up just a little bit as well. Swift Current reaching their high of 25 degrees today. The Battlefords 22, Prince Albert mainly cloudy skies with 21. Yorkton still expecting that precipitation with 22 degrees. Weyburn 26, Estevan 25. Now for our 7-day forecast here in Regina, 25 degrees for our high today, 12 tonight for the low. Now, despite that rain that we're getting late tonight and early into tomorrow morning, we will still be seeing the sun come back out. 22 degrees tomorrow and Friday bringing us to 23 along with Saturday. Now, some more rain on Sunday is expected for most of the province. We'll be reaching 22 degrees and on Monday, 23 with a little bit more sunshine coming out. Now for Saskatoon, 23 degrees today for that high, 13 tonight for the low. Tomorrow is bringing us to about 19 degrees. That sun is coming back out and sticking around through Friday as well with 22 degrees. Saturday warming up a little bit more to 23. And of course, Sunday seeing that rain returning with 21. As we get into next week, we will still see those mainly cloudy skies. A little bit of sunshine peeking through, however, Monday and Tuesday both bringing us to that high of about 23 degrees.
Today in history, August 5th, 1962, Nelson Mandela is jailed. He would not be released until 1990. In 1962, American actress Marilyn Monroe is found dead at her home from a drug overdose. And in 1974, President Richard Nixon, under orders of the U.S. Supreme Court, releases the smoking gun tape, clearly revealing his actions in covering up and interfering with investigations into the break-in.
In case you missed it, a piece of an old SpaceX rocket is believed to have made contact with the moon overnight. And the segment is about the size of a building, part of a Falcon 9 rocket that blasted off last January. Impact was expected just after midnight Saskatchewan time. We don't have any pictures just yet, because there weren't any spacecraft positioned to capture the impact live. NASA expects the collision will create a crater on the moon about 18 meters wide. This was a rare chance for scientists to observe the effect of space junk crashing into the moon. Probably won't be the last chance they get, though.
Wow. What is concerning me is just what makes humans so entitled enough to say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to launch a rocket into the moon to create an 18-meter wide crater.
Yeah, and that's a fair question.
Why, we didn't launch it into the moon. We launched it into space, left it up there, and it crashed into the moon a year later.
And now it's going to be space junk.
There's so much crap floating around up there. It's going to keep happening.
I don't know. I know that they're framing it in a more positive way, saying that we can research this. I don't think it was our place to put an 18-meter wide crater on the moon, but that's just me. I'm not a scientist. Let's get to our question of the day. We're shifting gears here. We're asking you today, because it is National Oyster Day, what is one food you absolutely refuse to eat?
Yeah, we got some more answers coming in. Sheena says beets. Even talking about them and the smell makes me gag. So very passionately dislikes beets. Gail says absolutely will not put canned salmon in my mouth or even near me.
That one's fair.
That one's fair. Stephanie, other than the odd burger, I absolutely refuse to eat red meat. Just the sight of it turns my stomach. And Stephanie grew up in a butcher shop, which is interesting.
Maybe that plays a role, growing up in the butcher shop.
You had too much of it almost.
Or you saw the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Yeah.
Daphne, I absolutely refuse to eat olives and escargot, and I understand Daphne.
My mom loves escargot and has made me try it multiple times just to make sure each time that I still dislike it. I do.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes you can't change it. And Michelle, I refuse to eat liver. I just can't stand the smell, the texture, or the taste. These were great answers.
Yeah.
Very, very valid.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to everybody who participated in our question of the day. We're back right after this.
The province will now cover the cost of a drug that improves lung function for people with cystic fibrosis. Aloftrek helps control symptoms and slow the progress of cystic fibrosis, which is a disease that cannot be cured. Patients must be at least 6 years old and meet the medical criteria to be covered. According to the Canadian Cystic Fibrosis Registry, there are close to 150 people in Saskatchewan living with the disease.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
All right, let's check back in with Mike Siona one last time this morning, out at the Saskatoon X.
Oh, the bird's eye view of the Saskatoon X says only we can get Peter Jelinski from on the top of the Ferris wheel. How has the week been now, as we've got 2 days left?
Well, the weather's been hot and it's been cold, but I got to say the people of Saskatoon have been really resilient and coming out every day and supporting the fair and keeping our numbers at really good levels.
Fantastic. We love to hear that. The rides, the midways, I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Just talk about last week when we came out here about how Saskatoon is on that A-list circuit and how impressive that is for us as a community.
Well, Scooter can tell you more about that because he's the guy who makes it happen. But yes, we're very proud that a city of the size of Saskatoon has a fair this large, this many rides, this many vendors, and this many opportunities for fun.
Fantastic. Scooter, we'll ask you a quick question here. I mean, you must, this view never gets old no matter what city you're in, eh?
This is such a great Zen moment up here. I love it up here. If I ever need a break from the Midway, this is the best place to go. And look at this. It looks like a World's Fair out there.
Yeah, it certainly does. 50 years, half a century of experience. What does it mean for Saskatoon to be on that A-list?
You know, we were thrilled to be able to do this. You know, take our show right from the Calgary Stampede to K-Days in Edmonton and then come here and put on our full presentation. It's been a thrill, and guess what? Saskatoon has responded to it. You know, they've been coming out in droves, and it's been very, very successful for us and also for the organizing committee.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Scooter. I think we're going to spin this thing around one more time. You can get yourself down here to the Saskatoon X. Enjoy the Midway. Come for the food, stay for the games, and then why wouldn't you check out the rides and the grandstand show and all of the different things going on down here. You've got 2 days left at the Saskatoon X.
All right, Mike, thank you very much for that. Well, former CTV News chief anchor and veteran broadcaster Lloyd Robertson has passed away at the age of 92. CTV's Jean-Pierre Boschman reports on his legendary career and the impact he made across Canada.
So that's the kind of day it's been on this Thursday.
Along with that nightly sign-off,
hello,
Lloyd Robertson offered generations of viewers a connection to the world.
I'm Lloyd Robertson. We'll see how the world came to Canada.
His authoritative voice was a landmark of the Canadian broadcast landscape for over 6 decades.
I'm Lloyd Robertson, and I used to live here.
Robertson's early years in Stratford, Ontario shaped his lifelong love of news. He recounted he was bitten by the broadcasting bug when he was a boy. He was watching local radio hosts at CJCS describe the Perth Regiment marching home from the Second World War.
This is Lloyd Robertson.
In high school, he got a job at CJCS. And it's also in high school that he met Nancy Barrett. She would become his wife in 1956 and mother of his 4 daughters. Robertson graduated, continued to spin records and read news until he knocked on CBC's door.
I was hired by the CBC. My voice got me through.
He moved to his first TV job in Winnipeg, going national a few months later on Christmas Day, 1956.
Who do you like, Charlotte?
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley.
Robertson then worked in Ottawa before heading to Toronto.
We interrupt this program.
He said he fully understood his role in 1963 with the Kennedy assassination, marking the first big event where people tuned into TV rather than radio for breaking news.
I felt that I was now involved in something that really mattered to people. Television news.
Good evening. President Nixon's state visit to Ottawa.
Robertson worked his way to the CBC's flagship news show, The National. But eventually, he grew frustrated with his editorial role.
I was in the wrong union. I couldn't write. I couldn't edit. I could not participate in any way when I did a daily newscast.
Robertson is leaving the CBC after 22 years.
He signed on to CTV in 1976, co-anchoring with then-host Harvey Kirk.
Good evening. Lloyd Robertson joins us tonight for CTV News.
Bringing, says his longtime friend journalist Craig Oliver, instant credibility.
That's Lloyd's legacy. He took this news department and put it on the map.
The partnership lasted until 1984, when Kirk retired from the anchor desk and Robertson became senior news anchor.
To me, it was the equivalent of being knighted.
Throughout his career, Robertson often said he had the rare privilege of having a front row seat to history.
Here's our summary of Apollo 11's Space Odyssey.
Diana and Charles played their parts.
What is there left to say but thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody. Tonight,
face to face with...
When he retired from the anchor desk in 2011, it marked the end of an era, said then Prime Minister Stephen Harper.
You've been delivering the news since I was barely more than a boy. You've been doing it for so long and so authoritatively. You've almost become part of Canada's geography.
Welcome back to W5.
Robertson continued to work for CTV's W5 for a time and proved in 2018 that you can't take the news out of a news anchor.
And I was able to walk away from this. And it's a pretty bad accident, as accidents go, and of accidents I've covered over the years myself.
That's him reporting live on his own car accident.
Just a little.
Longtime anchor of CTV News, he has gained public trust for his integrity.
He received numerous recognitions, the Order of Canada, a Doctor of Laws from BC's Royal Roads University. A park was named after him.
I'm about to be yesterday's news.
He often said the greatest honor of his life was to chronicle the times, the events that marked Canada and the world for so long.
And that's the kind of day it's been. I'm Lloyd Robertson. For all of us here at CTV News, good night. It strikes me that if you find something you love to do,
Hi, guys.
and you are able to do it, that's about as good as it gets in life.
Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News.
Welcome back to your morning Saskatchewan. It's 8:30 and here's your headlines. Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is in Washington today against the backdrop of a protracted trade war with the United States and a new tariff threat from President Trump. LeBlanc's office says Canada's chief negotiator to the United States, Janice Charette, is joining LeBlanc for what is being described as a series of trade-related engagements. The trip comes as the trade war kicked off by President Trump reaches the 18-month mark. Trump is threatening to impose a new 50% tariff on a wide range of Canadian goods for what his administration is calling discriminatory trade policies. WestJet is still playing catch-up after a flight attendant strike.
Not a good impression for the customers, you have a lot of plans, hotels, Airbnbs and car rentals booked, and it's a ripple effect on your trip.
16 flights yesterday as it repositions its planes and crews across its network. The airline warns it will take time to get operations back to normal. Its CEO has issued an apology, saying, "We know this disruption has been frustrating for our guests and WestJetters, and we're sorry for that." Passengers with bookings through Thursday can still change or cancel their flights without paying a fee. We'll learn more about the local impact coming up in about 10 minutes when we catch up with Daryl Rummold at YQR. Vandalism targeting a Saskatoon synagogue over the long weekend has left its congregation shaken. Keenan Sorokhan reports on the calls to denounce the attack and to support the Jewish community.
It's an emotional time for our community.
It was another day of cleanup at the Congregation Agudas Israel Synagogue after someone egged the building and a number of people's cars in the parking lot during Saturday's Shabbat prayer service.
The sound is jarring when it's hitting windows and so forth, but also there were children by the window, and so children of our community were watching this happen.
Engelbert says while eggs can be cleaned up, the attack is about the fear it hopes to spread.
We worry about what is next, right? It could be a rock next time. It could be something else. And unfortunately, we've had this before.
Attacks directed at synagogues has become a worrying trend across the country recently, and faith groups were not expecting to see one happen so close to home.
I was literally sick to my stomach. I could not believe that this was happening in Saskatoon.
Other religious leaders are standing in solidarity with Agudas Israel, saying an attack on any group affects us all.
Every house of worship should be a place of peace, safety,
and prayer.
Mayor Cynthia Block denounced the vandalism on social media, saying Saskatoon is strongest when we stand together in support of one another. Saskatoon police say it hasn't received an official report about this incident, but was working to contact the synagogue on Tuesday. Police Chief Cam McBride would welcome the chance to investigate this further.
We would love to hold people accountable in every circumstance because we just can't have it. We can have zero tolerance for this kind of stuff.
Engelbert says the synagogue will have a security guard working this Saturday as the congregation looks into staffing security more often moving forward. Keenan Sorakan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Health Canada has given Moderna the green light to launch a vaccine trial targeting the Ebola virus. The mRNA shot would target the form of the disease blamed for an outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. That's caused more than 1,700 deaths. Moderna says the first volunteer in the trial received the vaccine on Monday in Nova Scotia. 80 people are expected to be enrolled, including in Toronto. Ebola has never been detected in Canada, but it will be the first country to participate in Moderna's trial as part of a global effort to develop a vaccine. Canadian National Railway is moving ahead with plans to demolish an historic railway station in Saskatchewan. CTV's Laura Woodward on the move and the reasons behind it.
The Humboldt railway station has stood as a landmark in the community since 1905, but it's been vacant since the 80s after passenger rail service ended. About 15 years ago, the city explored options to preserve the original station, including turning it into a museum or restaurant. Mayor Rob Minch says restoration was estimated to cost $1 million.
From the city's point of view, it wasn't worthwhile to put the money in to save it at that point.
So the city put it to the public, searching for a potential private buyer.
And we had no takers.
Minch says the building has since deteriorated, with structural issues, water damage, and a rat infestation, prompting the city to ask CN to remove it.
It's just in a state of disrepair, and they put a fence up around it here recently just to keep people away because it is a safety hazard. It's literally falling down.
It's got to go. Like when I retired in 2016 there, we already had water problems. We had rats in there and stuff. It was just totally deteriorated. It's just not worth saving. It'd be nice if they could, but it's just not worth it.
And because the station has federal heritage status, CN can't just tear it down. The company has to apply to the Canadian government first. Once an application has been filed, the public has 60 days to voice opposition before any demolition can begin. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Humboldt.
Saskatchewan hunting licenses are now available. Hunters can log into their hunting, angling, and trapping account through the provincial government's website to check their draw results and buy those licenses. They can also be purchased at angling, hunting, and license issuers at Ministry of Environment or some provincial park offices and over the phone. The earliest hunting season opens is September 1st. A full list of season dates can be found on the province's hunting and angling guide. Canada continues to roll at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup, powered by a pair of Pats.
And finds Warren. He's got Schultz in front. Got a Schultz. Running out of room enough. Shovels that back in front. Pugh scores. It's Schultz to Pugh.
Schultz with a nice fake and finds Liam Pugh for his third goal of the tournament. Canada dominated Switzerland 7-3 in their opening game, and they beat Slovakia in another blowout 6-1 final. Joanne was out at Emma Lake last week and captured this beautiful sight. Thank you so much for sending in that photo, Joanne.
Gorgeous, absolutely stunning shot. Unfortunately, we probably won't be seeing a ton of sunshine today, which is why it's so important to take advantage of moments like this. Gorgeous shot. Thank you for sending this in. Now, if we take a look at the morning view behind me, a little bit less bright. Looking quite cloudy, actually. 14 degrees is that current temperature. We're seeing that wind speed picking up to about 19 kilometers per hour. Over in Saskatoon, also looking quite cloudy, 15 degrees, 15 kilometer per hour wind speeds, and we will be seeing mainly cloudy skies for a majority of today. Now let's take a look at our futurecast here where we can see those clouds and that rain moving through. So this is again in the early hours of tomorrow morning when we'll see the extent of the rain. So around 4:30, 4:45 a.m. Once we hit the afternoon, we'll start to see things clear up, and as we enter evening, a little bit more rain returning one more time. Now for some current temperatures, Stony Rapids and South End at 14 degrees. Buffalo Narrows sitting at 15 along with Nipawin, Melfort and Hudson Bay. Kindersley 14 along with the Battlefords. Yorkton 15, Estevan 16 and Weyburn already hitting 17 degrees. Now for some highs today, still seeing that cloud cover in the sky and some rain. The Battlefords reaching their high of 22 degrees. Prince Albert 21 and those cloudy skies above. Yorkton 22, Estevan up to 25. Weyburn a beautiful 26, but also seeing some of that rain along with Moose Jaw and Swift Current 25 degrees. Now for a 7-day forecast here in Regina, 25 degrees for our high today, 12 tonight for the low. Tomorrow, once that rain does clear up in the morning, we will see a little bit more sunshine with 22 degrees for the high. Friday, we are wrapping up the weekend with 23 and sticking around that 23-degree mark for Saturday. Sunday bringing us a little bit more rain with 22 degrees. Now we are expecting to see that start in the morning, running through the afternoon and lightening up by later afternoon, early evening. Monday and Tuesday, we are starting a fresh week with more sunshine, 23 on Monday, and Tuesday bringing us to 24. Over in Saskatoon, 23 degrees today for the high, 13 tonight for the low. Seeing that sunshine tomorrow, 19 degrees. Friday, we are getting 22 degrees and some sunshine. Saturday, 23, and Sunday, really across the province, seeing that rain with 21 degrees. Monday and Tuesday for Saskatoon and the surrounding communities, expecting to see a little bit more of that cloud cover in the sky, 23 degrees as the high for both days.
I'm trying to be your man to the end of time.
Let's go back out to the airport in Regina now with Daryl Rummel, checking out the upgrades for business travelers. Daryl?
We're back down here at YQR with the CEO, James Bogus. This time you find us inside the newly renovated business center. James, this has been a big benefit for people who are traveling and they're working while they're on the go.
Well, we did a partnership with our local Regina and District Chamber of Commerce to really give the business community an area to spread out, charge their laptop or iPad, and even to have some private space to make a phone call.
Yeah, so what do we have here? In front of us we have working bench seating and stuff like that, and the call center's behind us?
Yes, exactly. We have some working bench seating. We also have a large table to be able to spread out your paperwork and 3 private phone booths if you need to make a call. Daryl, we ask you not just to blare your call in the main terminal building.
That's not normal. We shouldn't do that.
Feel free to go use one of our private booths and have that private conversation. All of this is free of charge, and all of this is a collaboration with our local chamber.
And I know it's getting used because just off to my right are 2 of my friends who scout in the Western and National Hockey League, and they are using the business center right now. These are all renovations that you have going on. We showcase them throughout the course of the morning. On the main floor, the jetway that we're going to see expanded seating in, now the business center. What comes next for YQR?
Well, the big thing right now is we're working on our 10-year master plan, basically mapping out all of the improvements we want to do for our community. I want to make sure that we meet the needs of all of Southern Saskatchewan. And if the viewers want to take part, we actually have an active survey on our website right now on yqr.ca. You can have your say, give us some suggestions on the types of things you want to see at your airport. Super excited about this, and when it's completed early in the new year, we're going to have that 10-year roadmap of investments we're going to continue to make in our airport.
That's beneficial, but when you look around around the area as the CEO and person that comes here every day. Do you have a wish list, or we got to get these 3 things done immediately?
Well, I've been here almost 9 years, and we've certainly taken a few check boxes off that wish list already with an expanded second floor. But as we look forward with all the passenger growth, we're talking about more international arrivals. Going to have to focus on that customs area, and we want to make further enhancements to the concessions. You know, the restaurants, the retail, for passenger use. Lots coming. Stay tuned, but we really want that feedback from our passengers.
There you go, and you can give it to the YQR executives, and they'll shape their 10-year master plan. That's it for us this morning. We'll see you next time.
It was Roger Aldag Day on July 15th, 1993. The legendary O-lineman was honored before the Rough Riders' home opener that year against Edmonton. Following the ceremonies, fans were treated to a memorable contest between 2 division rivals, which included this massive hit by rookie linebacker Maurice Crum, leveling Edmonton running back Blake Marshall. Edmonton was up 7-6 at halftime, and things looked grim for the Riders when they committed a turnover on this bobbled snap, which led to an Edmonton touchdown by Willie Pless. But the Rider defense also came up big as well, with this interception from Glenn Suter. 2 plays later, Ken Austin hit Jeff Fairholm for a 64-yard touchdown to close the gap to 14-13. Then a pass interference call put the Riders in scoring position again, and they convert with another touchdown. With less than 3 minutes to go, Edmonton strikes back. Ricky Foggy dashes 13 yards into the end zone, giving the visitors a 21-20 lead. But in the final 2 minutes, like he did so many times before, Dave Ridgway would hit the winning field goal. The final score, Saskatchewan 23, Edmonton 22.
And if you want to check out more classic sports moments from the days of Wilco and wood finish televisions, you can check them out on our website.
Greetings, everyone. Video games are an interactive way to explore virtual worlds, make friends, and even learn something new. The Back to Batoche Festival may be over for this year, but visitors can still tour the grounds through a gaming program. CTV's Laura Woodward shows us how the Métis culture is taking center screen.
Hello and welcome to Batoche.
This is the virtual version of Back to Batoche, the Saskatchewan festival celebrating Métis culture, history, and identity. Masquad Games in Métis Nation, Saskatchewan replicated the festival inside Roblox, an online gaming platform filled with virtual worlds.
Batoche became a central point of Louis Riel's provisional government.
The experience walks players through the importance of the Battle of Batoche before letting them explore festival grounds. And to 8-year-old Callie, it's pretty realistic.
Yeah, you see like food trucks and the bouncy castle and the slides. It's very cool.
Players can race chariots, throw axes, and even pet a bison. All while unlocking words in Michif, a language few Métis people know how to speak.
We just wanted to have something that not only celebrated the Métis culture, but also gets people to learn Michif as well.
Les amis. And this virtual Batoche is just the starting point. Members of Métis Nation Saskatchewan, some who have never built a video game, will be trained to help expand the world.
Well, right now there's a very low percentage of Indigenous people overall in technologies and games. It's less than 1%. And we belong in the space and we have different stories, and I think it's a good start just by getting people to build.
You gotta press these buttons. Okay, I'm riding on a horse right now.
And the early reviews are in.
It's very fun. That's what I think of it.
Laura Woodward, CTV News, Batoche.
If you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle is brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
She's the Canadian singer-songwriter behind global hits like Greedy and You Broke Me First. But over the weekend, Tate McRae going for gold. The Grammy nominee stunning the crowds at Lollapalooza and Osheaga music festivals when she disappeared from the stage and emerged covered in a quick-drying gold paint.
The crowd was so loud. It was actually insane. It was the most surreal and amazing experience ever.
The 23-year-old singer's creative team pulling back the curtain on how they pulled this off. Creative director Ludovic de Sancerna says they rehearsed the show for over a month in the hopes of topping Tate's viral VMAs performance where she sang in a sandpit.
We had the team that built the set for the stage hid the gold bath the whole time. It was just covered the whole time, and dancers were dancing on it like you had no idea something was hidden there.
What looked effortless on stage required careful technical planning and a crew with experience. So McRae's team tapped the folks who sourced the show-stopping slime at the Kids' Choice Awards.
It's about the look of it, the weight of it, how pretty it can get, how messy it can get, how safe it can be, and just like wanting to have this like incredible vision of her like disappearing and the fans thinking that's it, that's the end of the show, she disappeared, and then actually she comes back out like a gold goddess. And at the same time we had fireworks going on. It was a full grand finale.
Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
During Halloween, it can be a real disaster when you run out of candy.
Yeah, but residents in one neighborhood in Alabama were more than happy to stock up early shortly after the 4th of July.
Here's ABC's Danny New.
Thanks, and back. You might not expect to go trick-or-treating when there are still 4th of July decorations up. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! But it's also not every day that Soren turns 11.
He was so happy. I mean, he was on a mission.
A few weeks ago, this neighborhood in Alabama came together to help Soren enjoy one of his favorite activities on his special day, with 83 different families volunteering.
But we didn't get to them all. We got to 70 houses.
I was going to say, it was going to get tired at some point. It was a long day.
He wasn't tired.
His mom, Leah, says this took months of planning and coordinating.
There you go, Kate. Good job.
Happy birthday! She first got the idea because Soren, who has autism, just loves trick-or-treating and would often put on one of his costumes, grab a bucket, and then
He would say, okay, time to trick or treat. And he would be repeating that over and over.
But what Leah did not expect was for so many of her neighbors to immediately respond to her Facebook post on the community page, and that none of them would take her up on her offer to provide the candy herself.
We got you a whole bag here.
Oh my gosh,
thanks guys.
Instead, many families surprised Soren with not only his favorite candy, but also Lego sets and Play-Doh. Not to mention, many of the homes were decorated with happy birthday signs.
We severely underestimated how many bags we needed.
But maybe the best part was that Soren got to meet so many of the other kids in the community, and now neighbors are coming up to him all the time.
The other day we went to the pool and like 4 or 5 people were trying to talk to him about his birthday. My overwhelming feeling was really just like relief, because I know he's safe here.
By the way, Leah said that many of those kids who opened the door have now told their parents that they want to go trick-or-treating this Halloween with Soren. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny Neal.
I refuse to accept the knowledge that we're talking about Halloween already this year, and that the Halloween stores are opening up.
It feels too early.
Oh my gosh.
It's
yes.
August.
Too early. Let's enjoy August.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our sidebar. Well, as we all know, getting your little ones ready for breakfast isn't always easy, even in the animal kingdom. So these are red wolf puppies at the Miller Park Zoo in Illinois. They figured it was more fun to play than listen to their mom and dad. According to the zoo, the 4 pups are still growing and they're hitting every milestone. So cute, but yeah, this is basically what it's like to have toddlers.
Crawling all over.
Parenthood is so universal.
Cute
so many ways.
videos, though. Jeremy, over to you for the next one.
All right, more dogs. These ones at the World Surfing Championships, hitting the waters of Pacifica, California for another year.
I just think they're so talented. These dogs, like when you see them, I can't even surf. I don't know how they do it. And the waves are really big.
The surf was rough this year, but these star athletes were not deterred. 14 dogs participated across several events, and Rippin' Rosie Drotter was the yellow lab who won the whole thing. Past champions, like guys at the French Bulldog, were there as well. What a time.
Look at their little life jackets.
They're cute.
Safety first.
That's really sweet.
Safety first.
All right, Director Corey, do we have time for one more? We do. He says yes. Over to you, Janelle.
All right, well, you can find a lot of tips on a lasting marriage in this One Regina retirement community.
Have the odd fight, keep going.
Yes, you have to put up with a lot.
9 couples at Green Falls Landing celebrated at least 60 years of marriage this month. That's a record for the retirement community. So what's the secret, of course, to this love? According to the couples, it's a lot of give and take as well as dedication.
Wow, that is fabulous. Thank you so much for watching Your Morning Saskatchewan today. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.